Iki cyumweru ndetse n'impera zacyo ni umwanya udasanzwe kuri twe. Kuri uyu munsi nejejwe no kubana na young leaders, abayobozi bato b'umukumbi w'Imana mu Rwanda. Mumufashe tubishimira Imana. Aha ndagira ngo kandi nshimire Rwanda Leaders Fellowship kubera umwihariko mufite mu rugendo rwa muntu rwo kubaka isi no kuyihindura kurusha uko twayisanze. Igaburo ry'uyu munsi si ritunga umubiri gusa, ahubwo riragaburira umutima nama n'umutima mana igihe tukiri ku isi, kuko aribyo bitegura ijuru tutabonesha amaso yacu. Mwarakoze rero kuntumira kugira ngo dusangire iryo gaburo rirema. Uyu munsi rero nifuje gukoresha indimi zose, kuko nzi ko kandi zose munazikoresha, ko hari byinshi nagiye mvana mu banditsi b'abanyamahanga. Dear young leaders, congratulations for achieving what you have, respectively. I know that before me are servants of the country, servants of God, entrepreneurs and skilled professionals, artists and influencers, social justice advocates, diligent friends and mentors, and yes, young, loving parents. One would wonder how you balance it all. This reality gets more evident once you become a parent. Aha nakoresha indi jambo ngo si jeunesse savait and si vieillesse pouvait. Ukize ubusore arabubagira. There is perhaps no greater stake to your survival and success than the lives that God allowed you to bring to this world. Aribo bana bacu. Ladies and gentlemen, you asked me to have a conversation with you on parenting today. To put everything in context, I wish to share two inspiring poems that shed some light on how complex raising children can be. Hari igitabo cy'umwanditsi witwa Dr. Shefali cyitwa The Parenting Map, cyanditswe n'uwo mwanditsi nyine, kivuga kiti there is no emotion compared to what you invoke, no experience that comes near parenting you, no journey I would rather take than by your side, no adventure I would rather choose than to watch you grow. You, my dear child, are my greatest teacher. Through you, I learn how to love without control, to care, take without possession. Undi nawe mupoet witwa Kahil yavuze, hano birajya gusa n'ibyo Dr. Ivan yavuze, arakoresha umwambi. You may house their bodies, but not their souls. For their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth. Uirashe sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrow may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness, for even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. Nagize Imana Dr. Ivan yabisobanuye byose, ibyurasa, iby'umwambi n'iki byasobanutse, nta mpamvu nabitindaho. So dear guests, I suspect that you'll never really know the strength that gets you through juggling all that is required of you. You just do because you must. But what I know for certain is that along the way you will question your choices, and with reason. What if you had done things differently? or if there were a mode d'emploi, as we say, that could guarantee that your children will never know pain. Sadly, dear guests, this scripted guide does not exist as of yet. We draw strength from each other's candid, honest, and brave sharing of our own experiences, navigating through parenting without a mode d'emploi. But it starts with us, ladies and gentlemen, at every point. It starts with your relationship with the other soul to which you owe your existence as a parent. Biratangirana namwe n'abo mwashakanye byatumye mwitwa ababyeyi. It starts with your home and its capacity to cover your children in the love they need to know their worth as God's creations in his own image. Once more, young leaders, an exact how to do it all and to do it well can be elusive. Adding to what you might learn from the Kyagitabo Navuze, you wish to read it. I wish to share a few lessons that have proven their effectiveness. First, you must not push your children. Don't be the force looming behind them because pushing them down the path you believe they should pursue. Instead, pull. Don't push, pull. Be that pulling force into the fate you desire for them by achieving this fate yourself. Allow me to repeat myself. If you want success for your children, endeavor to be successful yourself. Show them that how attractive what you desire for them actually is. If you want happiness for your children, strive to be happy yourself. Perhaps this might require that you take things off from your plate, that you allow yourself to the same gentleness with which you peer upon your own bundles of joy. Bavandimwe, bana bacu, uburere buboneye ntitwavuga ko ari isomo wakwiga gusa mu mashuri, ni ngombwa no kuzirikana ibyiciro bine umwana anyuramo mu mikurire ye. Hano navuga gutoza umwana imyitwarire iboneye ariyo twagereranya na discipline. Iki ni icyiciro cya mbere gitangira umwana akivuka kugeza agize imyaka 5. Aha ni umwana atorezwa ikinyabupfura aho yigana ibyo ukora byose. Icyiciro cya kabiri kikaba gutoza no kwigisha umwana ari byo twakwita training guhera ku myaka 5 kugeza ku 12, aho utangira kwigisha umwana ugamije kumuha ubumenyi butandukanye n'indangagaciro zikwiriye. Icyiciro cya gatatu kuba imbarutso yo gutekereza no gutera imbere kurushaho. Ibi nibyo twakwita coaching. Bamwe muri mwe mufite abana bamaze kugera mu cyiciro cy'imyaka 12 kugeza ku 18. Mwumva bavuga ko iki cyiciro kigoye, natwe kandi tuba twaranyuze iyo nzira, ngira ngo niyo mpamvu tugira impungenge, tuba tuzi ibyo tuvuga. Icyiciro cya nyuma aricyo cya 4 aricyo kubaka ubushuti n'umwana. Iyi ni friendship. Icyiciro gihera ku myaka 18 kuzamura. Aha niho ababyeyi bagomba guharanira kuba inshuti n'abana babo. Nta wabinyuranya ko ari igihe umwana akeneye gutozwa, ntago umugira inshuti atabyitiranya, urabanza kwanza ukamutoza, yamara gufatisha nko mubyita akaba ari umugira inshuti. So as the saying goes, success is when your children want to be with you when they are adults. Icyo gipimo cyuko wabashije kurera neza iyo ubonye mu biruhuko abana bifuza kugusanga. But young parents, unfortunately, it's not enough to be pragmatic in your parental choices. Here I can only emphasize how receptive your children are and how your emotions your frustrations, and yes, your passions can become their own. Turabibasiga. So how do we embody the energy you wish for them to experience at every turn of their lives? Hano ndagira ngo twiha akanya gatoya, we picture one moment what could become of our world future should you forsake your roles as parents. For once, let us not focus on the single parents, particularly the single mothers. Instead, let's talk about the drastic damage that absent fathers do on their homes and children. Let's talk about where we would be as a world if we all chose to abandon or simply avoid our homes. What if women and men both decided that the bar, the streets, others' homes were more worthy of their presence and time than the children who look to them for the guidance and love they need to develop healthily? What would this world look like if it were only made of poisonous habits, depression, low self-esteem, trauma, and other problems linked in psychology to absent parents? Today, we revoke such a world through prayer and by following our national values and voice choices while also acquiring enriching parenting knowledge. Habaho n'urundi rugero that we call the rule of 3/8. Maybe a good place to start, splitting every day into 3 parts. 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of hard work, and 8 hours shared across friends, family, faith, health, hygiene, and yes, hobbies. Ariko ndagira ngo twitondere amasaha 8 ya nyuma tuvuze, ndumva arimo bintu byinshi cyane, aha birabasaba priorities. Of course, all this has to be done. Those responsibility to ensure that this joy does not bleed into strains for those you love. Ikibanza nabo ushinzwe. Dear guests, sin is a tricky concept to truly confront. After all, they seem so human. Pride, greed, lust, gluttony, sloth, envy, wrath. Isn't it scary that arrogance, selfishness, promiscuity, excess, laziness, jealousy, and fury are the primary offerings of a practice that has been normalized? And abusing the drink. Twibukiranye campaign dufashe ministry y'ubuzima harya mwayise tunywe less, umwanya wo kubyibuka. Have we deluded ourselves into thinking that to sin casually and habitually is harmless, so as long as it's tolerated by those around us? It's not. As earlier stated, your children are sponges. They absorb your commitment to virtue, wellness, and hard work as much as they may absorb indifference and carelessness. The true nature of our choices will show themselves on our children. As a wise person said, a lie does not become the truth, wrong does not become right, and evil cannot become good just because it's accepted by the majority. Esteemed guests, fathers of daughters, or of sons that may one day have their own, may you treat the women that gave you the blessing of parenting with the respect, with the consideration, and with the love that you would want for those for whom you care most. Know that their offering is the greatest of all, and nothing can rival with what they have chosen to give you. But also, young men, I must ask you to stop worrying so much, because worry is a thief of joy. Do not let uncertainty about how and what you will bring home hinder you from providing in the first place. Remember, your valued contributions are not just financial. They are emotional, they are spiritual. Dear young female leaders, please refuse a life of purely enduring. No, your worth is not in your ability to tolerate. Your biology and ability to bear life is not a sentence to an eternal soul responsibility to advance the lives you have created. Men and women, nurture solidarity among all to create fair and reasonable benchmarks of what should be accepted in a marriage and what should be fiercely opposed by society as a whole. To the young couples, we wish you nothing but joy and longevity. We wish that you forever find yourselves in each other through vulnerability, and this will require letting go and having faith in your marriage, faith in each other, faith for what God has in store for your home. As I end, I pray that in the future, what you receive are filled cups of nurtured and supported partners, of inspired children who are taught the powers of love from the heart of their home, their parents. Rwanda Leaders Fellowship, your noble work is a precious gift to us all. Until the next time, may you remain touched, inspired, and nourished by God's own light. May God bless you all.